Hope all is well. Back at you today with some more RTD news updates. And as you can tell from that intro, that today's articles has to do with the new issuance of currency in Venezuela. As always, if you're new to RTD, click the subscribe button for more RTD news updates as well as interviews. And if you haven't already, please visit RTD University to get an overall look of what rethinking the dollar is all about. Let's dive into today's articles. So today I got a couple articles here, just three. All having to do with Venezuela and the issuance of the new currency notes, and just some thoughts from various news sources around the web. And so the first article here is from the New York Times, and it's entitled "Venezuela Issues New Banknotes Because of Hyperinflation." The next article I have here is from news.com.au, which is Australia. And it says Venezuela releases new banknotes in cash crisis. And then it gives you a picture here of the 500 and the 5,000. And as you can see from that intro video, the 500 Bolivar note is actually only worth about 75 cents US dollars. So we'll see how this plays out. And then the last article here is from Pan Am Post, which is the city of Panama, and it has to do with the Venezuelan banknotes printed in August shows Maduro's incompetence. And then it gives you a 10,000 banknote here. So let's dive into the first article and see what's going on. So here at the first article of the New York Times, Venezuela issues banknotes because of hyperinflation. It basically shows a cash exchange here, a gentleman with a stack of 100 bolivars exchanging for what looks like the new notes, bigger denominations, and so you can give a bundle of paper and get, you know, a smaller stack of paper, but at the end of the day it's still paper. And it's going to be interesting to see how the confidence of the citizens there, whether they adapt to it or things continue on, because the inflation and the hyperinflation won't really change, in my opinion, with issuing new and more notes. But just to give an idea of what's going on here, it says Venezuela's government began to issue new banknotes on Monday to replace the 100 Bolivar note made virtually worthless by hyperinflation. President Maduro announced early last month that new notes would be issued to replace the old ones, a measure that promised to lighten the load for many Venezuelans who must carry around bags of cash for even the simplest transactions. The 100 Bolivar note is worth about 2.8 American cents at Monday's black market rate. So as of yesterday, 100 Bolivar is worth 2.8 cents. So that's not a good thing. The 100 Bolivar note is worth about 2.8 American cents at a Monday's black market rate. The new notes range from 500 to 20,000 Bolivars, and the largest of the bills is worth about $5.60 on the black market. So a 20,000 Bolivar note is worth $5.60. That is amazing. One bank received only the 500 Bolivar bills and had run out by 2 p.m. Although the move was intended to make life simpler, there was chaos in the mid-December when Maduro abruptly announced that the 100 Bolivar notes would be removed from circulation. The reason he said was the organized crime groups were hoarding the 100 Bolivar notes. Venezuelans rushed to exchange their bills only to find that banks refused to accept them because they had no longer had larger bills to offer in exchange. So imagine having your $100 bill, you know, example, and rushing to the bank to try to get a new higher denomination note, and then the bank telling you, nope, we can't take it because we don't have anything to give you in exchange for it. So that's interesting there. But articles here, if you're interested to read more about it, feel free to read it below. Next article here, it's from Australia, and it's Venezuela releases new banknotes in cash crisis. So we got the hyperinflation, which is a description of the economy. Then on top of that, because things are so worse, because things are very bad there, rather, it's a cash crisis, which means there is a shortage of cash, even though the high denomination notes are being released into the to their system there. And just to give you an idea what's going on here, it says inflation-stricken, Venezuela released new, bigger denomination banknotes Monday to stop citizens struggling with unwieldy wads of cash in an economic crisis. Customers at banks in Caracas told AFP the cashiers were issuing new 500, 5,000, and 20,000 Bolivar notes. The notes were meant to be released in December, but got delayed, causing chaos as Venezuelans queued up anxiously to change their bills. President Maduro wants to scrap the 100 Bolivar note, claiming they are being hoarded by mafias. The 100 Bolivar note was the highest denomination until now, but still only worth a few cents. But some in Caracas spoke of problems with the changeover. It says a client came up with several 5,000 Bolivar notes to pay for coffee, costing 150 bolivars. I told him no. How could I give him change? Automatic cash machines are not yet dispensing the newly banked notes. One bank manager said they have not yet been programmed to handle the bigger notes. Socialist Venezuela is considered to have the highest inflation rate in the world, making its smaller denominations virtually worthless. International Monetary Fund said it will soar to a mind-boggling 1,660% this year. So imagine that, 1,660% this year of hyperinflation. So definitely not good living conditions for the citizens there, trying to, just make do as far as just the everyday living expenses. So tragedy. Articles below if you're interested. Last one here is from Pan Am Post. It says Venezuelan banknotes printed in August shows Maduro's incompetence. And so it says the new banknotes belonging to Venezuelan money supply were printed in August 2016. Venezuelans took the social media network Twitter to criticize the delay in circulation of the new bills, which began to circulate on Monday, January 16th. So basically the plan came up in the summertime of last year, but for whatever reason, not being issued to right now. Thus, the bills arrived in the hands of banks and consumers 5 months after their printing. So the bill's been sitting around collecting dust for 5 months, it sounds like. Says it is very clear the detail printed in August 2017, Economists published next to a photo of a new 500 Bolivar banknotes. Economists have questioned Nicolas Maduro's explanation that the delay in the arrival of the new money supply is due to an intervention by the United States that supposedly seeks to undertake an economic war against Venezuela. So there's no doubt in my mind that the United States is playing some type of role in unstabilizing this country, basically because Maduro is not cooperating with the American agenda. But to use this as a way to point the blame as to why their socialistic policies aren't working is faulty within itself. But I bet you a lot of people have been brainwashed in believing that external forces are the reason why internally they're crumbling. And I really can't understand that myself, but that's just how things operate. So it's interesting that all the dates indicate that the bills were printed in August 2016, right? And with issue date of August 2016, it's even harder to understand the 5-month delay, wrote other users who also posed with photographs of the new paper money. Nicolas Maduro announced on Sunday the third extension for 1 more month, a circulation of the new 100 Bolivar note. Last December 11, Maduro gave Venezuelans 72 hours to turn in their old 100 Bolivar notes, which led to looting and protests over the extremely short window that citizens had to turn them into banks. So this is what's happening globally. Currencies are under attack, and this right here is an event happening in Venezuela, which is something that's on the back pages if it's even mentioned in the mainstream news here in America. But it's real news of what's happening and what's going on. And in my opinion, because it's the same policy, because it's the same central banking model of paper backed by nothing but confidence and quote-unquote faith in the government, will only lead to destruction. And as you can see here with the printing of these notes, Venezuelan citizens who are not paying attention were caught off guard and being told they had to turn in their 100 Bolivar notes within a 72-hour time frame. And if I was to guess, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, in my opinion, I believe the Federal Reserve note will one day face the same fate of being called in abruptly and given a short notice or a short window of time to exchange it for something else when it begins to crumble. So that's just my thoughts and my take. I'll be interested in hearing what you have to say. Leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on the whole Venezuelan crisis. And also, if you have any other currencies out there that need to be looked at that I may not have talked about, I would love to do my research and to find out more about it. So hope all is well. And if you find this informative, please share this with your family and friends to help them see what our brothers and sisters in other countries are dealing with right now. So other than that, enjoy your day.